my second child, which she was 3 at that time. So as he used to call, he came that day and the light was off, the curtain was off, and the TV was on. So we just heard the light was off. So we just let my my 3-year-old child shouting, "Mommy here, mommy here, mommy." We even thought it's something that bite her. Me, I thought it's something that bite her. My daughter, 13, she just quickly on the light. As she on the light, we saw the daddy with erection. With my daughter 3 years old was like that. Say, ah.
How do some people allow somebody to come into their life, get them pregnant, and disappear? And the next thing you hear, he came again, got them pregnant, and disappear again. I thought they said it is only permitted for something that is not good to happen to you once. I thought there is a parable like that. You allow this thing that you don't want in your life. You don't like it. You don't want, this is not the kind of life you want. But it came and it was just a surprise and it happened. And you feel like, okay, but it's not going to happen the second time. But some people allow it to happen again, and again. Let's watch this video.
Okay, you are the lawyer to the defendant.
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
All right, okay. So, Adetola Adebola. Can you hear
Yes,
me?
ma'am. Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon, okay. So,
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Can you narrate why you have brought Adetola Adebola to court?
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for this opportunity. Yes, I have 3 children for Mr. Adebola Ismail Adetola.
Okay.
We are not legally married. So, well, he promised that he was going to do the right footing because that was what he told me.
What do you mean by right footing?
Oh, yes, like pay my bride price and marry me properly. Like going to see my parents and making the union a kind of...
At the time you met him, was he single?
When I had my first child, he was, but we were not married. Then we separated for a long time.
Tell me the age of the 3. You said 3
Yes,
children.
the 3 children are from him.
The age?
Yes, a 15,
okay,
a 5, and a 2-year-old.
Right, okay.
Yes, I met Mr. Adebola at the university. So,
which university?
Olabisi Onabanjo University. We were studying the same course. He was just a year ahead of me. So, well, the first thing that happened to me was we were having unprotected sex. I had an ectopic pregnancy. I was so naive, I don't even know what it was. We were all thinking that, oh, it was this appendix. Oh, it's high time I go operate it and all that. So they took me into because there was no time. I was already looking pale. I can't stand upright and all of that. They just took me into the theater. So he thought maybe I would never, I told him what the doctor said that, oh, you're just lucky to be alive. You are lucky to be alive. If you ever have a child, then you are going to be really lucky and all of that. So he heard all of that. So you are saying, yeah, so you might not have a child again. I said, well, this is where I've met myself. Okay. So it was then that he was now telling me that, this one, that my body is not like this, so that I doesn't think that we are going to be ever going to marry. I say, now because you see me like this, you can't marry me. But then, after a while, we now separate. I was crying from one friend to the other. They say, see, we told you that you should not date student, say, look at you now. So, after a while, he still came back, and we were still seeing and dating because I don't know who else to be seeing. And luckily, miraculously, I had a pregnancy. Because I had one fallopian tube, sometimes I will see my period, sometimes I will not. So, I did not know that I was pregnant on time. So, but when I was noticing that, I began to have changes, like, so I told him, and I knew that, oh, it's pregnant, it's pregnancy. I told him, I'm pregnant and all that. Oh, he said, are you sure? But they said that you are not be pregnant now. I said, that is how I see it. He said, okay, I should go and confirm at the laboratory. I went to confirm. I said, yes, I'm pregnant. That, wow, this is miraculous. Say, that I want to ruin his life. That was in his words, that I want to ruin his life. That, no, I should go and abort it. So he was always calling me, persuading me that, please, let's, you think I'm not going to marry you, I'm going to marry you. But let's remove this one because we have to work for money. I said, yeah, we have to work for money. But this one, I'm just lucky to have this child. I'm not going to abort it. So it was just persuading me. I was like,
she had ectopic pregnancy. They flushed the baby. And later, you people were still having unprotected sex. And she got pregnant again. What does this tell you as a girl? What does this tell you? Did he not tell you that this is a deceiver? This is somebody that just wants to be having sex. He does not want to marry her. He does not love her. He does not want her to stay with him, as in he's just using her as a sex slave. So this is supposed to tell you that, he said you are pregnant again. No, I don't want it. Now he has started persuading her so that she will get rid of the baby. What does this tell you? You saw his reaction at first. Second, this is the second reaction. He said no, he does not want it.
When we broke up, we weren't saying before he came back.
Okay.
So I had met a friend of mine introduced me to her, which I've spoken to on phone. So I went to see him as I'm looking for money. I need the money for my school and all of that. I said, what? I was crying. He said, but you are crying. What happened? You can't need the money and you are crying for your school and all that. I said, let me tell you the truth. That I'm pregnant. But the person I'm pregnant for has refused to do it. So we were just talking about life and everything. He said, well, that he's going to stand for me, but I will promise him that we can have a relationship after, maybe when we see where it leads to, we can marry and he will take care of me and my child. I said, yes, I agree that I don't want to abort my child in the first place. So he followed me home. He said he's the father of the child and everything. But he said he had lost his job for more than 8 months, but he will not be able to assist me much financially. I said, there's no problem. After some time, I went back to school. After I gave birth to my child, I had to do exam. Maybe when the child was 3 weeks, I went back to school. My mom had to follow me because I had to write exam. So, Debola was preparing for his NYSC then.
Did you marry that man?
No, I did not marry him.
Okay.
Then Debola kept me under his radar. He kept it under his radar because he knows that it is his child. Even while he was working with one pharmaceutical company, we were communicating and all of that. So in 2012, he approached me. He told me, he said, God is punishing him, that God did not bless his marriage, that the person did not have a child, not even one pregnancy and all of that, that I should forgive him, that I know that God is punishing him and all of that. I said, well. So he now said he wants us to come together. He wants to marry me, but if I agree as a second wife that I don't want to chase away that one, I said, there's no problem. So when he told me that in 2012, I said, no, I'm not agreeing. I'm not going to agree. So in 2016, was after all the old begging all the years, well, I agreed that, well, we should, he said we should merge family. They already talked about it with his family and they had agreed and they had talked about it with the lady that he married and everything is going to go smoothly, everything is going to be fine. And well, myself, I thought to myself, I said, well, I want to have my children from one man. That is enough problem with a man. I don't want to give birth with different people, that I want to have more children. So that was, I agreed that, okay, yes, I was going to come in. He was going to take me as a second wife. I said, okay, that was how I agreed. Then at that time, he was working with Nigerian Brewery that taking him to Kotangora in Niger State. Then he said he would put me at Minna in Niger State. So that's about 3 hours journey from Kotangora to Minna, the same Niger State. So
he relocated you to Niger State.
He relocated me to Niger State. Yes. So before I took my daughter, you look at me to Niger State. Then before I took my daughter, after 2-3 months, I discovered that I got pregnant again. So
Order.
so I did the test and it was positive. He was so happy. He took me to his father, then he took me to the mother's brother because his mother is late. He took me to the mother's brother, and they were assuring me that there's no problem, everything is going to run fine and all. But he didn't take me to his elder sister. So while my pregnancy was 3 months, that was when I got a call that, oh, he called me, he said, oh, I need to go to Lagos, so to go and see his elder sister. He said, because there's an issue. I said, what issue? He said, when I get to Lagos, I will know that I cannot explain on phone and all that. He said, I need to go. He started telling me that I need to go. His sister is this, so I have to go. I said, okay. I had to take a night bus. He put me on a night bus to Lagos. But when I got to Lagos, I went to the sister's place, the auntie's place. So that was when
Auntie or sister?
Sister, blood sister, okay. The elder sister.
You mentioned auntie now. That's why I got confused. Okay.
Yes. So the elder sister. So I went to meet her and everything. So she was like, oh, she didn't know anything that we were coming together as a family, and this is Debola cannot do anything behind her. I said, no, he doesn't know about it and everything. So he started making me go over how I met him and the first child and everything. So he now said, oh, what they're going to do now that yeah, I'm pregnant, that what they're going to do now, you want, because my child wasn't bearing Debola's name, of course, he was bearing the name of the man that stood for me. So now, then I said, no, they want to take ownership of the girl. My mom said, oh, no, that they shouldn't be bringing this up. I'm just, that it will give me a lot of stress at this time and all that. But the sister was saying that if I'm not interested, maybe I should go back to my mother's home. It means I'm not ready for this proper settling and everything. I said, well, so that was how they say, okay, that we should go and do, that they want to confirm first, that we go and do DNA. I said, yes, it's the one that wants to confirm. I know what I'm talking about. We went for the DNA and it came out and it was confirmed that, yes, it is his child and everything. So they said, okay, first of all, they said they have to change the name, that they have to go to assist place.
At that point, they decided to claim paternity of
claim paternity for
because
the
they've done DNA test.
Yes.
They discovered the child belongs to him.
Yes. So
they now have, but now let me know the process they took, because they did that, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Because I can see the names you put there.
Yes, ma'am.
So the next thing they did is to change the name.
Yes, they changed the name. They had to go and meet her, that the child will not be bearing his name anymore. Assis did not fight them in any way. He was just angry.
He cannot fight. He doesn't even have the legal right to fight because the DNA has declared the owner. Do you understand?
He doesn't even want to fight. He doesn't even want to fight. But and then Debola Agri said he wants to give him some money to compensate him for for standing and everything. I say, yes, it's a good way. That's a gratitude.
With force, with force. This is see finish, 100%, 1,000 yards. You have not been in a child's life. You have not been in the mother's life. You have not been in their life. You just came from nowhere, and now you are starting. Instead of you to start begging in this situation, you're supposed to beg. Yes, the child is yours. The child is your blood, but you beg. I think this is they just see this girl. They see her finish, and she's easy to deceive. She's pregnant for the second child. The person that promised to marry you did not marry you again. He went to marry another person. Now he has come back telling you that he does not want to drive. He wants to use you at bearing machine. He wants to use you, he wants to use you to have the number of kids. Not that he loves you to that extent that he wants to be with you. That is what is happening here. You allowed him to deceive you to the extent that you are not pregnant for. Let's continue watching. It's not even one child, though. It's not two children. Let's continue.
From me to him.
And he did that.
Yes, he did that. He paid him. Then that was how I was able to take my child to Minna. So when we got to Minna, and I'm already pregnant with the second child. So when we got to Minna, I said, oh, now that we are here, you are not living with us. You say you'll be coming every 2 or 3 weeks to check on us. I said, you have to we have to plan, you have to have an amount you'll be sending as feeding allowance so that I can use that to run the house and everything. He said no, that was the first struggle. He said no, I'm not going to do like that. Oh, that I said, how are you going to do it? He said, you will make that if we are going to be like writing list of food that we need rice or amala and all that.
At the end of the day, did he start giving you upkeep, or he still did not?
He did not.
Throughout,
there was no upkeep. So until he did the unthinkable that I never thought he could do. First of all, when he comes, he said, and when he comes, I think whenever my daughter is bathing, he used to.
Your daughter or our daughter?
Our daughter, whenever she's bathing, she will just go in there and all of that. And you know, the girl did not grow up with him. So my daughter was now come attention to it that, oh, mommy, I don't like this and all that. I think it was around the overhead when my daughter, because she called me outside to complain about it. So I said, oh, I'm coming, let me go. And so when I now came inside, I went to the kitchen first. I was like, how will I attend to this issue? So he had heard. So he was the one that now came to the kitchen door saying, hey, there's something he wants to say. I said, what is that he wants to say? He said, I should warn Sophia very well that what is there, that he wants her to be bathing naked and be dressing naked in front of him. I say, that what do you want to use that for? To do that? Me, I'm the mother. She doesn't even dress or bathe naked in front of me. So why are you bothered about that? That if she's even doing that, you are the one that's supposed to tell her that no, because she's grown and she's even, she's mature. She's 13, and at that time she's fat and all.
Judge Funmi, one thing I like about her, she has always tried to correct everyone that comes to the justice court that it is our daughter, not my daughter. When women are angry, they refuse to take corrections. Even when they take correction, at that point in time, when they continue talking, they still say my daughter. You understand? They still say my daughter. It is our daughter. Me, I have come to learn that it is our daughter. Even some married women that are in good talking terms with their husband, they are in their husband's house, they are married women, they still say my daughter. They don't say our daughter. I learned from this justice court that it is called our daughter or our child, our children. It is not just only you. You did not get yourself pregnant. Do you understand? So if you are a married person, you also try to learn all these things. It's going to help you. Say our daughter. Even if you guys are no longer together, it is good to say our daughter. Judge Funmi has always constantly tried to correct a lot of people that used to come to this justice court. It is our daughter. I have watched countless videos of her correcting, most especially women. When they are angry, they don't want to take that correction. It is our daughter. You also learn. Let's continue.
So why would you want a grown up child to be bathing and naked in front of you? I said no. They said after that you will now be like when he's going, he will give money to me. He say this mommy own. He will give the other child this your own. He will not give that child money. Immediately that child will start crying. I would say, why don't you give it? Say no, he has not done what I asked her to do. I said, what is it that you asked her to do? To be bathing naked and dressing naked of you? I said no, it's not accepted. I am not agreeing to that. So after that was where it first started. Until my second child, which she was 3 at that time. So as he used to call, he came that day and the light was off, the curtain was off, and the TV was on. So we just heard the light was off. So we just let my 3-year-old child shouting, "Mommy here, mommy here, mommy." We even thought it's something that bite her. Me, I thought it's something that bite her. My daughter, 13, she just quickly on the light. As she on the light, we saw the daddy with erection. With my daughter 3 years old was like that. I said, what are you doing? Are you using my child hand on your private part?
I want to come in now, and I'll just tell you one thing, because the last thing you said and this one, they are capital offense, and you know the implication. And I've had issues of I hope you don't belong to that category. I've had issues of women that when they're embittered with their husband and they come up with things like this, knowing that it's capital offense. Wait, I'm not saying, but I'll tell you one thing. Because it's capital, this ADR, if you can't prove it, don't even go there. Because whatever you allege, you must be able to prove. Do you understand me? It's not just about narrating stories. I don't know that anybody has told you before. If you have spoken with a lawyer, anybody will tell you, when you are alleging criminal offense, because there's a punishment for all these things under the law. So it's not just about coming out to narrate, because you come out to narrate, and if you cannot prove, you've heard about defamation of character before. Do you understand me?
Yes, Your Honor. I understand,
If you cannot
ma'am.
prove it, I'm just guiding you. If you know you don't have any proof of these things, don't even go there.
But my child was there at that day. My 13 years old was there because he
The
saw
same 13-year-old that you just told the court is not in good terms with him.
he did that.
I
And
heard-
that was, in fact, the thing I said I cannot ever accept. And that was the reason why I left. Because I told him that he was trying to molest my child. And he said no, that because I opened the dictionary from that using a young child for sexual stimulation.
Did you report at anywhere, at any place?
I did not report because I was furious to having my child.
And you didn't report him to anybody either?
I reported to my family, but
Your
not
own
to his
family?
family. Yes. Then since we're not in good talking time, so I just received a message one day. He said, I should prepare myself that is relocating us back to Lagos into his father's apartment. But is being
Is there anybody
transferred.
living there?
His father's apartment?
Yes.
His father is there.
Okay, so you are to his parents?
Yes,
you will move
he's
in with
relocating
him.
us back to our parents. But we were not in good talking time. Even his family, we were not in good terms. So, and this place is talking about. I said I cannot leave. He said he knows that I was going to contest it, but he's telling me that to comply for my own good or never, because he was been threatening me that he's going to take my child and all of that. I mean, if there was
Did he
love,
relocate you back to Lagos?
No, ma'am. That's what I want
So
to say.
what happened? Just let me know.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
So after he sent the text that he was going to relocate me back to his father's house, whereas he will be in Abuja.
Where he's working.
Yes, he will be in Abuja. When he did not tell me, there was no communication. If there's no communication,
He
there's
sent
no
a message
relationship.
to you. So what happened thereafter?
Yes, and this place is telling me that he wants to relocate me to. It's not a place he knows I can nurture my child. It's not a place I can live.
Okay, you know it's not somewhere you would like to live.
Yes, it's not
But he
somewhere I
asked
would
you
like
to
to
go
live.
there.
Yes, because he was like he was trying to kind of condemn me to that place. He knows I'm not going to nurture my child enough. This place we are talking about is in Itire, one Odoeron side. This Odoeron side, there's in the front of house where he wants to take me to, there's a big canal that runs through the
Be
house.
careful what you say. That's where they raised your husband.
That was not where I met
raised
him.
him. That's not where. They are the people that raised him, and you saw him like that, and you still fell for him. I had 3 children.
Yes, ma'am, but I don't want
Be
to
careful.
live there.
Don't start condemning. Do you understand? If you have issues, don't extend it to the children. Don't extend it to the parents. Face yourself and sort yourself out.
Yeah,
That's always my own stand. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
So if that is where his parents are, wait, and he says you should go there, and you don't like the place.
Do you feel that she's saying the truth? Do you feel that she's talking out of anger? Do you feel... Because sometimes we see all these things just because sometimes these things, people come out to complain about these things. Because they don't have evidence to provide, they don't get justice. And they don't talk more than that. Most times, when you are talking about sexual assault, you should have evidence to prove. Because court does not allow emotions. Court does not, they don't work with emotions. They work with proof. They work with evidence. You have a video, you have a picture to prove. It is okay. It is good. But you coming to say, oh, he did it. I can swear by the gods. They will just be looking at you. And if the man plan to press charges, he's going to win because you don't have proof to show to the court. That is what Judge Funmi is trying to explain to her. Just because you are angry with your spouse does not mean you should tell lies. Do you understand? Just go straight to the point. And she did very well by packing her things. Because what about when things really sup now? She does not have evidence to prove. She does not have any video, no pictures, nothing. And they would charge her for defamation of character. And she will go in for it. That is what Judge Funmi is trying to explain to her. No matter how your anger is, do not lie in court.
Then you tell him, I don't like the place.
I told
And
him,
you
you
walk
want me
around.
to comply. He said, I better
So what
comply.
did you do?
Yes, I start planning since he doesn't tell me he's going to
You
Abuja.
planning, so eventually what did you
Yes, I relocated myself to Lagos.
Okay.
Yes. So
You left the children behind?
my children, I took my kids.
I took her kids.
Yes, I took our kids.
Yeah.
So
Now, I would like to conclude here. See, that was how the man tried to relocate them to his family house, and the girl refused that she is not going to family house. Now the woman is telling the court to tell the husband to take responsibility of the 3 kids. Now, meanwhile, this relationship has not been constant relationship. It has not been a smooth relationship. I wonder how people allow some men come into their life, get them pregnant the first time, the second time, the third time, all because you plan that, oh, let me have my kids in one place, or because you plan that, oh, to have a 3 children with 3 fathers is not good. Also, you should also know that giving all your children in your womb to a man that is not responsible is a total backwardness. Yes, it is total backwardness. At the end of the day, if you get pregnant for 2 men and that one came up and start taking responsibility, both the one you did not have for him, both the one you have for him, is a best flex. Like, is a flex. You made a mistake at first. Try as much as possible not to make the same mistake at second time. All because you planned that, oh, I want to have all my kids in one place, and you find out that the first one, it was not available, the second one, it was not, and you went ahead the third one. Do you grab? Just make sure that what you do not want, what you do not like, what you do not want in your life does not happen to you the second time. This is where I draw the content of this one. You are going to hear from the man. Yes, the man also narrated his own part of the story. You are going to hear from the man. Please don't forget to give me a thumbs up, give me a like, give me a follow, so that the YouTube algorithm will know that people are very interested on this page. Bye-bye.